everyone, and welcome back to the Speak Easy English podcast. I'm Emily, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Tommy.
Hi everyone, I'm Tommy, and it's great to be here with all of you today. I'm really looking forward to our time together, and I hope you'll enjoy what we have planned.
We're really thrilled about today's episode because we have some amazing tips to help take your English skills to the next level.
These tips are practical, easy to follow, and most importantly, effective. And don't worry if you've struggled in the past or felt stuck in your progress.
Yes, today, we're here to help you gain the skills and confidence you need to improve your English.
Before we jump in, let's start with a question for our audience to consider as they listen. Take a moment to think about it, and we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Which area of your English skills, listening, speaking, reading, or writing, do you most want to improve?
We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share your answers in the comments.
Or just keep it in mind as we go through today's tips.
Great question, Emily. And remember, no matter where you are in your English learning journey, every small step counts.
Let's make progress together.
All right, let's get started with why improving your English skills is so important. Emily, what's your take on this? And why do you think this is such a big deal for learners?
Well, Tommy, English is often called the global language. It's the most widely spoken second language in the world.
Absolutely, Emily. It's not just about communicating, it's about connecting. For example, if you're traveling, English helps you talk to people from different countries. Whether you're traveling, studying, or working, knowing English opens up a lot of doors, don't you think?
Exactly. Many top companies, especially multinational ones, expect their employees to have good English skills. It's a way to work with teams across the globe and climb the career ladder.
And let's not forget education. So many resources, from books to online courses, are in English. Learning English can give you access to information and knowledge that you might not get in your native language.
Right. And another important point is entertainment. Think about how much music, movies, and TV shows are in English. Improving your English means you can enjoy those things in their original form without needing subtitles or translations.
Good point, Emily. And here's something else. English helps you build confidence. When you're able to communicate clearly, you feel more self-assured in social and professional situations.
Absolutely, Tommy. And I think it also gives people a sense of independence. You don't need to rely on others to translate for you or explain things. That's empowering, isn't it?
It really is. So whether it's for career growth, education, travel, or even personal development, improving your English is a skill that pays off in so many ways.
Well said, Tommy. And for anyone listening, just remember the effort you're putting into learning English now is an investment in your future.
Couldn't agree more, Emily. Now that we've covered why improving English skills is so important, let's get into the practical tips that can help our listeners make real progress.
All right, it's time for the most exciting part of our podcast. Actionable tips to improve your English skills.
Emily, how about we start with tips for improving listening skills?
Sure, Tommy. To improve your listening skills, the first tip is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, or follow YouTube channels in English like this one.
Great tip, Emily. And here's something to add. Focus on active listening. That means don't just hear the words. Try to understand the meaning, tone, and context. It's even better if you repeat what you hear to practice pronunciation.
Exactly. Another helpful trick is using subtitles. Watch something with subtitles in English to connect the words you hear with how they're written. Then, as you improve, try turning off the subtitles.
That's perfect advice, Emily. Now let's move on to speaking skills. I know a lot of learners struggle with confidence. What's your top tip for speaking practice?
Practice, practice, practice. Even if you don't have a partner, you can still practice speaking. Record yourself speaking about your day or your thoughts, and then listen to it. It helps you identify areas to improve.
Absolutely. And here's another idea: shadowing. Listen to native speakers and try to mimic their tone, pronunciation, and rhythm. It's like having a virtual speaking partner.
Good one, Tommy. And don't be afraid of mistakes. The more you speak, the better you get. Even small conversations like ordering coffee or asking for directions in English help a lot.
Great points. Let's talk about reading skills next. Any tips there?
Yes. Start with something simple, like children's books or short stories, and gradually move to more complex material. Look up new words and create a vocabulary list.
Good advice. I'd add that reading what interests you, like blogs, articles, or even social media posts, makes it easier to stay motivated. And try to read out loud sometimes to practice pronunciation.
Absolutely. Now let's not forget writing skills. Writing helps solidify what you've learned. Start with simple sentences, like keeping a journal or writing about your day in English.
That's a great starting point. And don't worry about making mistakes. Tools like grammar checkers can help you identify and learn from your errors.
Exactly. Another idea is to join online forums or groups where you can write and communicate with others in English. It's a great way to practice and get feedback.
These are all fantastic tips, Emily. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. If our listeners focus on even one of these areas every day, they'll see big improvements.
Definitely. Tommy, remember, it's all about consistency. Just a little effort each day can go a long way.
Well said, Emily. Now let's move on to some common challenges learners face and how to overcome them.
Now that we've shared some actionable tips, let's talk about the challenges learners face when improving their English skills. And of course, how to overcome them.
Emily, what's a challenge you hear about often?
One big challenge is the fear of making mistakes. So many learners hold back from speaking because they're worried about saying the wrong thing or being judged.
That's such a common issue, Emily. My advice: embrace your mistakes. They're part of the learning process. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn something new.
Exactly. And remember, most people are supportive when they see you're trying. Surround yourself with positive, encouraging people who help you grow.
Great point. Another challenge is a lack of time. Many learners feel they're too busy to practice regularly.
What do you suggest for that?
I'd say make English part of your daily life. For example, listen to a podcast during your commute, write your shopping list in English, or set your phone's language to English. Small changes add up.
Absolutely. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
And here's another common challenge: finding a speaking partner. Many learners say it's hard to practice speaking without someone to talk to.
That's true, but there are ways to solve it. You can use language exchange apps, join online communities, or even practice speaking to yourself. Don't forget shadowing, which we mentioned earlier. It's a great solo activity.
Great tips, Emily. Another challenge I hear about is understanding fast speech, like in movies or conversations with native speakers.
Yes, that can be tough. To overcome it, start with slower audio or videos and gradually increase the speed as you improve. Also, don't try to understand every single word. Focus on the overall meaning.
That's excellent advice. Finally, Let's talk about staying motivated. Many learners feel discouraged when they don't see quick results. How can they keep going?
Set small, achievable goals, like learning 5 new words a day or having one short conversation in English. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself of why you started learning English in the first place.
Well said, Emily. Motivation is key, and staying consistent is what makes all the difference. So, to our listeners, don't let these challenges stop you. With the right mindset and strategies, you can overcome anything.
Absolutely. And now that we've tackled the challenges, let's wrap up with a fun activity for our listeners to try.
Before we wrap up, we have a fun and simple activity for you to try at home. Today's activity is called the Daily Sentence Challenge. Every day, write one sentence in English about something you did, saw, or thought about. Then, say the sentence out loud and record yourself. Share your sentences in the comments. We'd love to read them.
Remember, small daily practices like this can lead to big improvements over time. Thank you so much for listening today. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with your learning. See you in the next episode.